Hey, everybody, it's Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News. And this is a special podcast for the Cloud Communications Alliance and TR Publications. And I'm very happy to have with me again Jeff Pulver of vCon Foundation. Jeff, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So we're in the run-up to the Cloud Connections Conference. It's in January. Here it is in Delray Beach, January 21 to 23rd. Actually, now I think basically just 30 or so days away. And Jeff, you're going to be speaking at this conference.
I am very excited to be speaking at this conference. I'd like to thank the CCA for inviting me. And my favorite topic is, vCon changes everything. And by the way, that's what we're talking about. And I'll be there with a couple of other people on the session. And I truly believe that 2026 is going to be the year of the vCon. And what is a vCon? It's a virtualized conversation. What do you mean? Well, as Thomas Howell would tell you, it's robot food for AI. And you can do a vCon as a PDF for conversations. And it's simple in nature, but the impact is big and really big.
So Jeff, let's because I heard this at this conference you did a couple weeks ago that we were just talking about PDF. The big thing about PDF was I see what you see, right? What the document that I see on my machine and I'm using and I'm in a different place and so on. We were at one time, it wasn't necessarily so that you saw what I saw. So that was the big thing with the PDF, I think. So how is that connected to vCon?
Well, it was just really, it's a container for a conversation. Before there was a PDF editor, with vCons, the conversations are tamper-proof. They're signed, they could be encrypted. There's an assumption that what you're seeing is something which can be relied upon. That a virtualized conversation is something which, what does the vCon have? It identifies the people who were part of the conversation, what the actual dialogues were. Sometimes you could have analysis attached to it. You also get the attachment, so you can either point to the video or the voice or the text or the email, or you could attach it actually, so it's a big file. And what you have is two things: truth and memory. Right? You have memory for every conversation that took place, and and you could add a layer of a truth layer, if you will, to make sure that the information is encrypted and secured. And then you could also identify the purpose. A big thing with vCons is the consent. You can give consent to record this for a specific purpose, which falls in line with all the compliance issues that one has. And really, why do vCons really matter in the age of AI? Well, something which we didn't talk about even in Washington because we forgot to, was to tell people that when large language models were first created, amongst the things they consumed when they were being tutored as a baby, not even as a toddler, was they learned about Wikipedia. One of the other things they learned as they were being formed were, IETF standards, Internet Engineering Task Force standards, because there are a lot of companies out there that have their own proprietary format for a conversation. And so every time they work with an AI, they have to always teach, which leads to hallucinations. Well, what if you can actually take a conversation, throw the history of conversations against any large language model you want to, and not worry about hallucinations? Well, that's where vCons come into play, because it's an up-and-coming IETF standard, and through the standardization process, the large language models have already learned how to interpret and properly interpret at scale a vCon. So that matters when you start deploying solutions and want to have consistent results across the board.
Now, through the years, the Cloud Connections event, the CCA, has always been sort of the home of fresh new ideas. 20 years, cloud communications. You are basically saying to the community, vCon on its own might be as large an opportunity as even cloud communications has been.
That's true. And, some people may think that's, that we're ripping something apart at the seam, but really it's a brand new opportunity to redefine who everyone is, because my hope is that people attending the CCA event will learn how to spell two words, AI plus communication, and understand that the AI communication industry, as it's being defined, potentially could be bigger than what we ever experienced before. And it brings new players into the fold and opens up new revenue opportunities for everybody.
Help me understand that calculus just a little bit better. Is this accessible? If I'm in the cloud communications world, is vCon something for me?
I hope so, because we're talking about is new revenue opportunities for new services to offer. If you're doing something like offering a SIP trunk, why not make it a smart trunk? Why not AIify your solutions so that you're now capturing those conversations? Because it's not just call centers that would benefit from capturing the conversations, but everyone it would be. How often you're messaging with someone in your office, or you're dealing with a supplier, you're dealing with a friend. How many conversations do you actually remember? And I'm not talking about being in a sales capacity where you might have a CRM that's automatically updating. What about you as a person? What if you can actually have total recall of every interaction you've had with every person during the course of the day, week, month, and year? What if everyone in your company had the same total recall? What if you're working, whether it's a 7-person business, whether you're a solopreneur, whether you're part of a 50,000 or 250,000 person enterprise? If we can capture every conversation and remember everything, not only do you have compliance covered, but now we can actually operate so efficiently, because let's face it, business is being powered by the speed of AI. It's happening anyway. And, a lot of people think that AI is going to get rid of jobs. No. The people who lose their jobs are people who don't embrace AI. We're not yet at that point where people are going to lose jobs because of AI, just because of not having AI knowledge. But we're telling you is that the new .com boom is really the AI boom. But what matters more is not the hype or the hyperbole, but what you can do with virtualized conversations with AI inside of business communication. So if you're a part of CCA, your bottom line matters, you want to drive revenue, let's embrace AI. Let's find ways to deliver solutions never before practical or possible. That's what you have now. It's like you've been building using Lego blocks to build solutions. I'm telling you, there's a brand new purple Lego block now in your bag of tricks. With it, has superpowers. It's up to you and your imagination to empower what that really means to you.
Jeff Pulver, everyone. Cloud Connections 2026. See him, Delray Beach, January 2020 to 23rd. Register now, cloudcommunications.com. Let's put that up there. And Jeff, where can we learn more about vCon?
Well, you can go to the IETF. I did start the vCon Foundation. If you go to pulver.com or Vine Evolution, I'm actually hosting a spring event where it's all about the vCon. And you just go to vineevolution.com. You could follow through. The other place, I write the Pulver vCon report, and I do share information there too. And it's really, now is the time to embrace change. And whether you're looking to embrace the new technology or the new technology, it's there for your taking. But I'll tell you that telecom, it's not what your parents had. It's not what your grandparents had. This is a brave new world, and the opportunities are truly unbounded. And I'm very grateful to be part of it. And I'll be there, and I look forward to hopefully meeting you. If you're coming to the CCA event, look me up. I'm Jeff.
Jeff, I'll see you in Delray Beach.
I'll see you in Delray Beach.